Hello, everyone. I, as you can clearly tell from what you guys are seeing, I am showing my friend, uh, my hyperfixation.
No, they're making me watch this. Please, someone else to him.
Oh, and we are going to be listening to the new um releases the of the Troy Saga and the Cyclops Saga. These videos will be coming out every other Friday. Otherwise, I try to stream every Tuesday over on Twitch. I
They do.
always put the username in the description, but it's at Little Lion Leon. There is going to be a D&D stream. Well, there should be a D&D stream this next Tuesday. We're recording this on Sunday, and it's gonna be coming out on a Friday. So just
What do you mean?
skipping
It's
ahead a
actually
week.
Wednesday. It's
But
actually Swan Day. What are you on about?
I do plan on getting a Patreon set up. Discord server currently is not working because the verification bot is not working. Oh, the video we're watching is by TF2 fan. They've basically compiled all of the released music, and then whatever is released or the concepts that are released for the last of the albums that aren't released yet. Um Hence why it says work in progress. But subtitles will be on. Um
These captions are still being worked on and are incomplete.
yeah. Yeah, basically
The horse and the infant.
incomplete, and they do credit every single animator that is included in this. The ones that I remember, I will point out. The very first two songs are going to be animated by Gigi, and it's not just animatic. It's like Gigi does actual animations, and it is amazing. I love their work. It is
Uh,
gorgeous. So when I I will, of course, obviously be linking linking Jorge's channel because he has the albums, and I'll be linking like the actual albums. But for those that are new to Epic, if you're watching this and you're new, hi. I'm not sure why people that are new to Epic are watching somebody that has absolutely no knowledge about musical stuff except for whoops. Sneak peek on what the first song is.
good
Um,
job.
Hi, hello. I guess I'm glad that I get to introduce you to this hyperfixation as well. I will be completely honest. Epic the Musical has brought back my hyperfixation that I had in 6th grade um on Greek mythology, specifically Athena.
Okay.
So that's been a fun ride. And uh literally my favorite song in the entirety of the musical is the fifth song, which is Warrior of the Mind, for very obvious reasons. Anyway, uh are you ready?
Am I ready, Your Honor? Am I ready?
Oh, wait. Before we actually continue, uh, now that we're actually getting into the music, there are a couple of things that I actually want you to watch out for. One is the danger motif. It is very
Mhm.
prominent in throughout the entirety of the musical. Uh Basically means danger is near. It'll be very obvious when it pops up, well, it'll
Okay.
be obvious to me, but the viewers will know when it pops up because I'll be like I'll do something to be like, oh, this is the danger motif. Um, and then also every prominent character in the musical has their own instrument.
All right.
So these instruments are basically telling us um whether or not the character is there, especially when it comes to like the gods. It basically telling us that they're there even if we don't see or hear them. Well, quote unquote see, but we won't hear them singing or anything. It's just letting us know, oh, they're here.
All right.
Some what their instrument is going to be more obvious than others. I'll just give Odysseus's away, which is the one we're currently with. This is this dude here. His is the guitar, electric and acoustic. So, because his is very obvious right off the bat. Anyway,
My brothers, listen closely.
an epic musical is based off of the
Tonight
Odyssey.
we make the Trojans pay. 10 years of war, they killed us slowly. But now we'll be the ones who slay. Think of your wives and your children. Your families wonder where you've been. They're growing old and yet you're still here. Do what I say and you'll see them again.
Yes, sir!
Diomedes will lead the charge. Agamemnon will flank the guards. Menelaus will let our mates through the gates and take the whole city at large. Teucer will shoot any outburst attacking. Little Ajax will stay back. Nestor, secure Helen and protect her. Neo, avenge your father, kill the brothers of Hector.
Yes, sir!
Find that inner strength now. Use that well of pride. Fight through every pain now. Ask yourself inside what you live for, what you try for, what you wish for, what you fight for.
What do you live for? What do you try for? What do you wish for? What do you fight for?
Penelope, Penelope, and Telemachus. I fight for us. I fight for us.
What do you live for?
Penelope,
What do you try for?
Telemachus.
What do you wish for?
I'm on my way.
What do you fight for?
Attack!
I will say that the danger motif in the first two albums is more prominent now than it was in the originals.
Yeah.
It's a lot louder.
All right.
I never actually looked at this part of Gigi's animatic. Oh, most of the time I'm just like listening to it in the background, but and Gigi's art style is just fucking amazing. I'm a simp for
Mhm.
Gigi.
Oh my god.
Hey. There are some that are actually like really good. Um I will point them out if I'm able to remember and recognize who's done what. Basically, TF2 fan has done what is put together the most canonical animatics for the entirety of the musical. The ones that are most canonical to Jorge's vision, and then the ones that the fans think go with the specific song the best. So,
So, yep. I'm surprised how many people who do animatics for this have the time and stuff to do it.
oh yeah,
However, I love this. I've always loved a gruff art style, especially in this context in the time of war.
oh
A
yeah,
gruff art style is always good to convey the seriousness of the situation, especially the um, emotion of it. So, in this context, the actual line art somehow works. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's really gruff and so on, but it works.
Gigi does an amazing job, and for a song at towards the end of Act 1, they actually reference back to these first two songs that they had animated.
Hmm.
Obviously, there's appearance wise, there are gonna be quote unquote inconsistencies because each artist has uh first of all different ways of drawing things. Secondly, um they have uh they're obviously not going to watch each other's animatics while they're working on their own. So, because they're working, because all the animators are doing it at pretty much at the same time.
Who was that?
A vision of what is to come cannot be outrun, can only be dealt with right here and now.
Tell me
I love how subtle
I don't think
Zeus is
you're ready.
in
Yep.
the clouds.
A mission to kill someone's son, a foe who won't run, unlike anyone you have faced before.
This is gonna be the cutest little thing you'll ever see.
I know that I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready.
It's
Look
just
how
an
adorable
infant.
it is!
It's just a boy. What sort of imminent threat does he pose that I cannot avoid?
This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector. Know that he will grow from a boy to an avenger, one fumed with rage as you're consumed by age. If you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save. You can say goodbye to Penelope. You can say goodbye to Penelope.
I could raise him as my own,
Burn your house
or send him far away.
find you wherever.
Make sure his past is never
Gods will make it
I'm not
known.
afraid
We're
for
bringing
ya.
you down on my knees for ya.
I'm
Oh,
begging,
this is the
please.
will of the gods.
Please don't make me do this! Don't make me do this!
The blood on your hands is something you won't lose. All you can choose is whose.
And that
Wow.
is the end of The Horse and the Infant.
That is an
Um,
incredible ending, though. The
Yes.
harmonizing and so on in the background behind Zeus's words is really good as well, especially at like that instance right there. The blood on your hands is just up to you to decide on who it's going to be is good as well. However, I mean, the logical thing is that you've already killed about a lot of people as you're already
Yeah.
trying to take this city. Taking the life of a child would be no different. You've already got the blood on your hands. No one would be able to tell who did it and so on, but
Now,
I
this,
love the concept of the immediate threat that he will pose, and they say that he will still always know that
yeah.
you were the one who
Uh,
took the place.
now that I'm glad that I decided to turn on captions for this because I got to actually see what the hell Zeus was saying, and it's like he basically telling Odysseus that, oh, you can go ahead and raise him as your own, but we're
He's still
going to
going to
make
get
it
you.
happen. The gods are going to make
Yep.
it to where he's going to kill you if you do that.
Yep.
And so many people are like, Odysseus chose to kill that child. He did so thinking he didn't have a choice. Oh, yeah, spoiler.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
Oh my god.
Jorge basically confirms it.
Okay.
Next is Just a Man. I love that intro string. Any any guesses?
On just a man?
Yeah.
On like what it could mean?
Yeah.
Just a man. In terms of context of what I have, he's just a man. He's just human. Um a lot of people conceptualize the concept of like just a man being like, hey, I'm just a human. I'm no different than my other person. You know, you can't blame me for, you know, there's like a specific way I want to put it, but it's hard to put into words. More than likely, I feel like there will probably be like I don't have enough context besides the fact that he's going to kill a child.
Yeah.
He's
But
just human.
this is one of, I will say, this is one of the songs that breaks my heart,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously context, but also like watching how Gigi is interpreting it, because y'all, the very start of this is taking place at the very end of the Trojan War. Well, basically the end of the
Mm-hmm.
Trojan War. It's like, hence the horse part of The Horse and the Infant.
Yeah.
So it's like big hint that the Odyssey, which is what Epic is based off of, uh takes place shortly after the Trojan War. Well, during at the beginning and after for the rest. But anyway, I absolutely adore the new music that's come out. So, some parts are better in the original, but
And I think back to this son of mine.
Gigi
You're
makes
as
baby so
old as
adorable.
he was when I left for war. Will these actions haunt my days? Every man I've slain is
Action
the
was same reference
price
to
I
the Duke
pay.
Animatic.
Endless pain. Close your eyes and spare yourself the view. How could I hurt you? I'm just a man who's trying to go home.
Yep.
Even after all the years away from what I've known, I'm just a man who's fighting for his life. Deep down I would trade the world to see my son and wife. I'm just a man. But when does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? When does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does the reason become the blame? When does a man become a monster?
Oh, one more
Hmm?
thing. So, soldiers came in. There is actually a sort of rule that that is being followed for all of this. When it comes to humans like Odysseus singing, any ensemble has to be there in the moment.
Okay.
So hence why it says soldiers and ensemble. It's his soldiers that are the ones that are the backup vocals, essentially.
Okay.
But when a god is singing, like someone who has power, um, the backup vocals can just essentially be created out of thin air. So it doesn't matter if there are people there or not. The gods are the ones that can create it because they
Okay.
have power. So it's another another way to tell if a person is just human, just mortal, or not.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So Yes, that is it. Okay. Ooh, and right before Full Speed Ahead starts. Okay, cool. Um,
So
I
my guess was correct. It was about
yes.
just being a man when it came to being human and the concept of, well, you're just a man, you can't always make the right choices. And even then, you're faced with such decisions of, like this, where you have to kill a child, but you don't want to. However, you become a monster in the end for doing it.
No, speaking of those specific lyrics, uh, when do you think? Because this song specifically is referenced back to in every single album so far, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
When do you think Odysseus has or will become a monster?
Has or will become a monster?
Yeah. Like, has he already become a monster because of killing the child? Or, raiding the Trojans in the middle of the night while half of them are asleep? Or
Hmm.
could he become, could, do you think he's gonna become the monster later on down the line?
It depends on how you look at things. If you look at things from a moral standpoint, he's a monster when he kills the child. Beforehand, everything was out of necessity, however, he could let the child live. However, out of this one, he's killing the child because he believes he has no choice. So the answer is whether or not is he a monster truly for killing a child if he has no choice? The answer is in most cases, he would be considered a monster for it. However, when does a man become a monster? The answer is where do you draw the fine line between monster and man? So there's no real correct answer in terms of context. It's true that Odysseus may turn into a monster later down the line or in the end. It depends on when his psyche changed. Right now he's lucid of his actions and he's lucid of the fact that what he thinks he has to do is like a necessity for his future and for his people's future. So it could be that later down the line he slowly loses grip on reality and becomes a monster because a monster is not human. They don't have empathy.
Nice. Uh, keep that, all of that in mind, and see if you can point out when it happens. Though
Okay.
I do have a question. Uh, what? I know it's just the first two songs, but was there anything noticeable in terms of like the
Noticeable?
actual instrumental stuff?
The
Obviously, apart from the
instrumental
guitar.
stuff? In terms of the instruments, you can tell there's a change in them, it seems. I can't really describe it, but it does seem to change because before we were having a lot more during the war, of course, there was a lot more momentum, but when it came to more somber things, it obviously went back to where Odysseus has like an acoustic feel and so on. Because in the back, you would hear a lot more booms, especially with larger drums, I believe. But in times of where when does this man become a monster? It feels like I don't know. It feels like the tempo changes in a way. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think most of it is in, I think it's 3/4 or 4/4 for the time signature. I honestly do not remember. I never actually paid attention to time signatures in school. Sorry for blowing up my mic there, guys. But like I never paid attention to it. I never really cared. But I am really good at sight reading. So, um
Hmm.
but this is actually where we're going to leave this specific video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Toodle-a-doo.